I never intended to become a question mark. For the first 21 years of my life, that was my truth. Then came the phone call that shattered everything wide open. "Your father wants a DNA test," my mother revealed. Her voice carried an unusual calmness, as if she were containing a tempest within, one she was determined not to let loose. As I sat in my dorm room, immersed in a paper about ethics in machine learning, a moment of clarity struck me. The real ethical dilemma had transformed from an abstract concept into something deeply personal. It felt deeply personal. It hurts deeply. My parents had shared their lives together for just over 21 years. Indeed, your calculations were accurate. I was the driving force behind their marriage. At the age of 24, my mom was navigating the complexities of life. My father passed away at the age of 31. They welcomed me into the world, and then 12 years later, my little brother arrived. Yet time transforms individuals in unexpected manners. A few months ago, the journey of divorce began for them. There was no cheating scandal. There were no heated arguments. There were two individuals who found it unbearable to share the same space any longer. Initially, I believed I could remain impartial. I find myself living across the country for college, just far enough to feel a distance, yet close enough to remain connected. At least, that's what I believe. When two people part ways, it's not just a fracture in their connection. It creates ripples that extend far beyond them. The fractures spread, reaching out like silent echoes of something deeper. They occasionally puncture the heart of a son who believed he was safe from harm. My mom shared with me that my father had doubts about whether I was truly his child. We do this with seriousness and sincerity. She recounted how he sat opposite her and their lawyers, his frustration palpable as he slammed his hand on the table, demanding, "I want to know if that boy is even mine." That boy, he lingers in my thoughts, a constant reminder of moments shared and feelings felt. Not my son. I returned home for the test. The experience felt cold and impersonal. The lawyers remained steadfast, watching over the situation with an unwavering presence, much like sentinels guarding something precious and hidden away. I sat across from my father, feeling the weight of unspoken words as he turned his gaze away from mine. He looked through me, as if I were merely another task on the ever-growing list of his chaotic existence. I felt an overwhelming urge to scream. The goal is to seek genuine recognition, yet I found myself unable to do so. The silence speaks volumes for me. The following day, I boarded a flight back to school, and I waited. When the results arrived, my mother reached out to me. She was caught in a whirlwind of emotions, tears streaming down her face, while laughter bubbled up from within her. "You are his," she said, "absolutely." Yet the call I longed for never arrived. My father remained silent. It wasn't that day, nor the following one, not even after a week had passed. After 2 long weeks, he finally found the courage to reach out, and when he did, I allowed it to resonate. I found myself dreading the sound of his voice, especially after he had shown me just how insignificant I was to him. People viewed the silence I possessed, my silence, as an act of defiance. In an instant, it felt as though everyone from his side of the family had turned against me, casting me as the source of the issue. Calls came pouring in, aunts, uncles, cousins I hadn't connected with in such a long time. "He is your father," they said. "It's important to show him respect." What does respect truly mean? For a man who attempted to wipe me from existence with just one sentence. When he finally reached out, it wasn't to express regret. He sent a document through email, a waiver that would free him from all parental rights and obligations. "It's merely a formality," he expressed. "You are now an adult. It's time to stop the facade." He was wearing a mask. The word lingered, a painful reminder, burrowing deeper with every utterance. He was wearing a mask, hiding the truth beneath layers of facade. Was that truly everything our life together amounted to? Was it just a show, a facade that concealed profound uncertainty and lingering bitterness? I revisited memories as if they were faded film reels, looking for the flaws in the surface, searching for glimpses of the truth he had so harshly revealed. I found myself lost in memories of fishing trips, the scent of lake water mingling with sunscreen on my skin. He would patiently untangle my line, his calloused hands revealing a surprising gentleness. Was that affection real, or merely a performance, playing a part he never fully accepted. I envisioned him guiding me as I learned to ride my bike, his hand reassuringly placed on my back while I struggled to maintain my balance down the driveway. Did he harbor unspoken resentment for the moments we shared, for the sacrifices he willingly made? Christmas mornings fill my thoughts, the hurried unwrapping of presents, the warm scent of pine needles and cinnamon, his joyful laughter as he watched my brother and me dive into our gifts. Is it all just a meticulously crafted performance? Is it merely a show for those watching? In an instant, the innocence of childhood became warped, overshadowed by feelings of doubt and mistrust. Each embrace, each kind word, every fleeting moment we shared, felt overshadowed and filled with doubt. The very core of who I am has shattered. Once supported by the unwavering love and approval he provided, the weight of the irony was overwhelming. I worked tirelessly to embody the ideal son, the one who achieved greatness, the one who brought him pride. I took in his values, his ambitions, and his idea of success, molding myself into what I believed he desired, at the cost of my dreams and passions. Did it all mean nothing? Is it possible that we are pursuing something that may not actually exist? Are you seeking validation from someone who cannot provide it? Was I simply a part of his internal struggle? Was I just a convenient target for the insecurities and resentments that plagued him? The signed waiver loomed on my desk, a stark reminder of my insecurities. More than just a legal formality, it felt like a testament to my worthlessness, a validation of my deepest fears, and evidence that I was expendable, easily cast aside, and profoundly unloved. I hesitated before signing it. For 3 long days I found myself fixated on that document. I skipped classes, avoided calls, and struggled to find rest at night. My roommate inquired about my feelings, and all I could muster was, "I believe I'm being disowned by someone who has just discovered that I am undeniably his son." He couldn't think of anything to say. The silence lingered, heavy and overwhelming. He found it difficult to grasp the depth and absurdity of it all. How could I express the feeling of being erased, my existence doubted by the one who is meant to love me unconditionally? Feeling misunderstood left me feeling alone, stuck in a haunting reality. I was desperate for assistance, yet trapped in silence. The world continued its relentless motion, unaware of the turmoil raging within. I found myself wandering, unanchored, engulfed by a vast ocean of doubt. Memories overwhelmed me, pieces of conversations, passing expressions, each now carrying a deeper significance. I remember being 10 years old, grappling with a math problem that felt insurmountable. He sat beside me, his brow furrowed with concern, offering his guidance with unwavering patience. As I finally found the solution, I could see his expression change completely. It was as if a light had turned on within him. "You got it!" he exclaimed, his joy palpable. He ruffled my hair. "I knew you could." His praise enveloped me, bringing a deep sense of accomplishment and validation. Currently, I find myself pondering, was that pride truly authentic? Was it merely a reflection of his ego, a yearning to witness his son thrive, to validate his value as a father? The doubt crept in quietly, like a slow poison, gradually consuming the very essence of who I am. I found myself in a deep state of questioning, reflecting on each memory and interaction that shaped my experience. I was in disarray, struggling to hold on to the threads of my reality. I yearned for a sign, a simple gesture, anything that could bring me comfort and chase away the shadows. Yet the silence lingered, an overwhelming echo of his rejection. His silence was more than just a void. It was a powerful force that penetrated deeply, intentional harshness, crafted to cause the deepest suffering. He comprehended my most profound apprehension, the fear of abandonment, and he was taking advantage of it with a cold, calculated approach. I found myself overwhelmed, gasping for air beneath the weight of his silence. I yearned for liberation. I longed to escape the grasp of his disapproval. I sought to take back my life. I sought to understand who I am, carving out my identity in a way that feels true to me. In the end, I found myself signing the paper, not because I was in agreement. It wasn't due to my forgiveness of him, but I had come to a point where I could no longer wait for him to change into someone he never should have been. I refused to let him escape responsibility. I found myself reclaiming the pen, determined to craft my own conclusion. In the aftermath, everything unfolded at a rapid pace. My father has chosen to sever our connection. His family joined in as well. My mom has completed the divorce, and my little brother is now living with her. He occasionally inquires about Dad, and Mom simply replies, "He's figuring some things out." I believed that this moment marked a conclusion. Yet, endings seldom come without their complexities. My dad has ventured into the online world. He shared ambiguous thoughts on the challenges of fatherhood and his feelings of disappointment toward his children. He shared with our relatives that I had somehow manipulated the test, as if that could ever be true. He told my little brother that I was always angry, that I had abandoned our family. Yet, I found no anger within me. I found myself feeling utterly exhausted. I have begun my journey into counseling. For the first time, I embraced the free mental health services my school provided. I shared my feelings about abandonment. We are exploring the essence of who we are. It's a profound experience to grapple with the reality of someone who brought you into this world, choosing to act as if you're invisible. The weight of that absence is heavy, and it stirs a deep sense of longing and confusion. It makes you reflect on the complexities of love and connection, and the pain that can arise when those bonds feel severed. My counselor suggested that I write a letter. It's not intended for transmission, but rather for expression. Dear Dad, I found myself beginning this journey 5 times. Yet the version that remained was straightforward. I am your son. I have always been this way. Yet I find that I no longer require your belief in it. I truly do. That should be enough. The letter remains tucked away in my drawer, a silent reminder of what once was. Time slipped away, week by week. Then it became months. Gradually, I began to sense a weight lifting from my shoulders. I prepared a meal for myself. I put in significant effort into my studies. I stepped into a leadership role within a campus organization. It's a profound realization that even when the person who nurtured you leaves, it doesn't necessitate losing sight of who you are. Messages began to pour in from those who had caught glimpses of my journey, companions, fellow students, even people I have yet to meet. I experienced something akin to that. Your strength gives me hope. You truly acknowledged my existence. There was a day when I found myself speaking at a student mental health panel. I shared the experience, the phone call that changed everything, the test that brought uncertainty, and the heavy silence that followed. A woman in the back wept softly. In a quiet moment, she revealed to me that her father had not uttered a single word to her in 4 long years. In that moment, we embraced each other tightly. It didn't resolve anything. In that moment, we found solace in each other's presence. I find myself lost in thoughts about my dad and his whereabouts. It's a heavy feeling, not knowing where he might be at this moment. I haven't taken the time to look. There are moments when individuals share their updates. I let them go. It's not that I lack concern. It's simply because I care. Yet the part of me that longed for his validation has faded away. He gathered his belongings the moment the test results arrived, and his father still chose to leave. I find myself still in a place of hurt, yet I find myself on a journey of healing, and I am not defined by uncertainty. May I pose a question to you? What truly defines a parent? Is it our DNA, or is there something deeper at play? Have you ever felt burdened in a place that should have provided you with safety? What was it like to let go of needing closure from someone who wouldn't give it? I genuinely want to know what you think, so please share your thoughts in the comments. And if you've ever found yourself needing to step away from someone who was meant to love you without conditions, remember this: you are not alone. Join us for more narratives that explore the journey of healing, the pursuit of truth, and the courage it requires to embrace your path.